Hey, we get a lot of questions about our wheels and the components, so we're going to make a shaky cam unedited video kind of explaining what our wheels come with and maybe answer some of the questions. So over here is one of our standard 6-inch forged rear wheels. This is a fully forged wheel, 3-process, hot forged, cold rolled, CNC machined, several ops involved in that. Monolithic hub. So it's hollow hub in here, all this one piece, nothing bolts together here. Basically the same thing with our standard front wheel, and I'll go over some of the components now. Alright, so here's the rear wheel components. There are a lot of components in a set of motorcycle wheels. That's one of the reasons why the price is typically higher than an automotive wheel, which is one single piece. So you have your wheel. You have your sprocket carrier body. This is a CNC machine out of aluminum. Same thing with your rotor carrier body. Then you have your cush drive bushings. This is your dampening for your drive system. Got our stainless steel. These are 2205 duplex stainless steel studs. These will be at some point pressed into here, and then the sprocket nuts will go onto here. All right, and I'll show all this later when we assemble the wheel. You also get 6 metal locking sprocket nuts with your kit, 3 bearings, 2 of them go into the wheels, 1 of them goes into the sprocket carrier. That'll be held in place with this retention ring. We'll also hold one of the bearings in on the wheel with this retention ring. So then we have, these are, I'm not sure if I already went over this, rubber cush drive bushings. They used to be, before we took over the brand, it was 3 pieces in a softer compound. Now we're doing a single molded unit that's a harder, more durable compound. So far, they've been performing perfectly. Also, this is the distance tube. This, from this point to this point, is equal to the inner race on this rim to the other inner race. Therefore, it keeps even pressure when the axle and everything's installed on the inner race of the bearing and the outer race of the bearing. So this is called a distance tube. Then you have center spacer. This will go in between the sprocket carrier and the wheel when it's fully assembled. This is the most crucial spacer. A lot of people forget to put this in or think they don't need it, and it will cause bearing failure if this is not installed. That's detailed on our blow-up drawings here, and shows that must be in place. So on this is a Hayabusa kit. I believe this is a 2013 to 16 Hayabusa kit. So the rear rotor carrier actually comes with these portions here. These will bolt in from the back, and then you're going to bolt your OEM traction control or speed sensor ring in place on the rear wheel with the bolts we provided. So then we have the left and right spacers, pretty self-explanatory. Valve stem nut, valve stem washer. These are stainless steel rotor carrier bolts. And then this is the O-ring or oil seal that holds the spacer 1 captive. It'll be greased when you get it. And then we move over to the front wheel. Front wheel on this model is a little bit more simple. You have your distance tube, you have your 2 bearings. We have bearing spacers that actually increase the width of the spacing between the bearings. We supply you with a speed sensor ring for the front wheel on this bike, and that will nest into this carrier and bolt down with 3 bolts, which I didn't include on the table here. So, and then this is the other side carrier. As you can see, it doesn't have the mounting locations for the speed sensor ring because you only need a speed sensor ring on one side. You got your 10 bolts that hold the rotor carriers in place. You have your valve stem washer, valve stem nut. Everything will be included or detailed out in these build sheets that we send now. The wheel will come pretty much fully assembled. you'll have to do some soft mounting of some parts. But in any case that you need parts in the future, or you take your bike apart and you forget where everything goes, you'll always have this to refer to. So next we'll move on to I'll fully assemble the wheel, and we'll take another video and go from there.